Hello, welcome back to Ben Sushi LiveNoding. In this episode, I will be sharing with you these Node 3 creations using spherical and Blender to create something like this. It looks like a shell, but this is basically only just like a circle that's been extruded twice. The third one have something a little bit funky there. But if I, for example, if I just skip all this and just start with a circle, we have just like a teardrop shape. Okay, and the teardrop shape, because we are using a circle. So this is if you want to make it looking like a shell with a flower, etc. But let's see. Let's take a look. So first of all, we have this extrusion. So it's almost just like 2 times extrusion up, but the third one have something special. Like I said, this one have kind of like a 4 times matrix that's controlling the scaling and also the distance. And this one actually have this extra stuff going on. Yeah, so this is what we have. It's actually interesting. It's basically it's like if you have a circle and then you fill it and then you extrude it up twice, and the last extrusion is when in Blender, if you want to make it looking like a sphere. So this is one way you can do that. So you create like a cone shape, and then you use loop cut and just make a cut maybe 4 or 5 times, and then after you have that loop cuts, you just make a smoothness and sphere. So this is what I'm trying to do here using spherical. It's a slightly, yeah, it looks like a bullet now. Oops, don't smooth it there. It's pretty much actually it's working. So this is what we get. If I turn on the wireframe, it's probably clearer. Oh, so apparently I have a spinner going on. Maybe I should turn off. Okay, turn off the angle. So we just have extrusion, and the last extrusion is this one, and this one create a rounded point at the end. I have another setup that's actually dealing with this and the curves. If you want to have the start and the end with a rounded sphere. So this is one of my solutions. This I found this to be quite interesting, and especially okay, this one should be 0.5. I shouldn't scale too much here. So if we do something with the circle, so we go back to the original design, we can actually create like a flower or like a star shapes, right? This is what's this modulo for. Let me check. Oh, okay, this is to create a flower shape. This is the add. And there's one setup that I forgot to explain. This is the scale. This is multiplying the scale. If I didn't use multiplier here, if I just skip that directly, I have a flower, like a flower shapes. Correct? Yep. If I add this, I can control the radius a little bit. So I can still multiply, or maybe multiply here to control the flower shape. So if we go back to our cylinder or circle that's been extruded, we can have this shape, and we can twist it at the end there. So this is where it gets pretty interesting. So this is the control over the shapes, and I believe I can also scale it. So it's just a basic extrusion, but this is what the spherical add-on is actually really good at. So yeah, you can experiment with this. You actually can end up with something that looks like a mushroom. With a matrix multiply here, with the first one you see here, there's a matrix in, and I have multiple matrix here, but you can also have matrix in and list join. So you can have multiple matrices for extrusion, and you just join together to control the extrusion if you like to do that. So yeah, there you go. It's a basic example again, but this should help you if you try to use spherical and try to understand what's going on. Basically turning, like a procedure, series of procedure or step-by-step procedure, and turning it into nodes that you can change the parameter with, like this. This, for example, if we can record the actions and turning any flat shapes into sphere, then it's probably like a done deal. Like this procedure that you can reuse. So that's the idea. So this looks like a bullet, but it also looks like an architecture building. All right, so we can always go back, change the number, make it really high, maybe change the radius, change the flower shape if you like. So the modulo also can control the number of star. It's skipping the points basically. Yeah, so play around with this. Simple setup. Hopefully this is useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.